Hello everyone, welcome to my review of Transformers War for Cybertron Siege, Rainmaker, Voyager class, Ion Storm, as was decided by the draw from a hat app on my phone, boys. Yes, during the open box, I did the draw from the hat, and it turned out Ion Storm was the one that we were gonna do first. The one that I actually never even really knew existed because of the fact that Acid Storm has had some figures here and there. I do remember Nova Storm very slightly, but Ion Storm is someone that I have no idea who you are. You are basically just another Thundercracker. Basically, this is just Thundercracker's Cybertronian form. However, this idiot, plus the other two idiots, appeared in the Generation 1 cartoon in one of the episodes. So they must be bought. That is the rule that I have. And he is basically, like I said, just Thundercracker. So let's get him close here on the head sculpt. And also, he is a repaint, I guess, not really a retool, of the Siege Starscream mold. So finally, I have the Siege and the Earthrise molds. There you go. But here we got his head sculpt. Once the camera focuses up on the head sculpt, looking, generic. Doesn't have that like smirk or anything on his head sculpt. Just a generic expression as it always is. Then you got the nice details here on the chest as well. However, one thing I don't like is the battle damage. I hate it. I hated it when Siege. It seems like they just played in the dirt. That's what it looks like, okay? This is not battle damage, okay? This is just them playing in the dirt. This is like if they gave a raccoon a blindfold and then and a paintbrush and let him go to town on the figure. That's what it looks like with all this battle damage. But outside of the battle damage, he does have some nice turbines here, nice cockpit here. I also love the way that this is done and also the front of the jet is done. I thought that was ingenious when I transformed this idiot. But then we also have the legs here with the battle damage. By the way, I transformed them all for the thumbnail shot, obviously. And then on the back here, we have him with this thing, which feels like it should be pushed in more, but whatever. Anyway, he's got that thing on the back there. He's got the nice wings with, once again, with the quote-unquote battle damage that exists. And like I said, I love the way that this is done because normally this kind of stuff gets done with just molded in. But overall, yeah, he does look pretty nice in blue. Angry Joe hates this thing, though. That is a sad part. It's blue! So then, next up, what does he come with? Well, he is a Starscream clone, so obviously he comes with blue blasters. Yep, just blue blasters. Once again, it's blue! Anyway, you can plug them in here on the wings in the back there, but you got two ports here on the arms. You can plug it in up here where it's supposed to go, and also down here as well if you want to kind of do like a Megatron fusion kind of dealy, but you can plug it in up here. By the way, I don't have a Megatron for the size comparison since the Studio Series 1 is not out yet. So, expect Galvatron and no Megatron. But here you go. Here he is with his weapons attached. Looking very nice. However, one thing I also would like to say is the fact that even though I don't like the battle damage, I do like the fact that it kind of breaks up the color. Because these idiots are just pure blue, in a way, pure yellow and pure green, with like some details here and there. The battle damage actually elevates it, because it's only just one color without outside of like the couple of things. But overall, he looks nice with his things. So, with his weapons, so let's go into articulation so the head can rotate left and right. You also got a wee bit of up and down. Then the arms can do a full rotation. You can move the wing out of the way. You can rotate this whole thing out of the way, in and out. You got a swivel down here. You have an elbow bend, doubly one. And you have a weapon that falls off. However, this was actually really surprising when I first got this guy. When I started playing around with this guy after the open box. And that is the fact he's got... I mean, it is for transformation. But he has butterfly joints. Look at that. I did not expect that on a Starscream of all things. Then he also has a bit of a waist rotation, but it gets blocked by, you know, all this stuff, so that doesn't really work out. But you got legs that can go forward, you got legs that can go kind of backwards, you got some in and out action as well. pretty tight on mine. And then you also have a swivel here. You got a bend at the knee, double jointed bend at the knee. You can go really far. And then also you have a wee bit of ankle tilt, not much, and also a little bit of forward and back on the foot as well. So you do have a lot of articulation points. Sadly enough, I am not skilled enough to be able to make use of it. Also, this thing can also move up. It can move out of the way, and it can rotate up as well if you want to. But overall, this is a very nice looking figure. Oh wait, this kind of was a bit mistransformed. There you go. Now then, let us move then straight in the next segment, which is stats comparisons. So starting off with stats comparison, let's bring in the boys. So here we got the Rainmakers all together. Ion Storm, Nova Storm, and Acid Storm right there. The Stormtroopers, as you could also call them. And they look very nice together. There's just so much color here. They look like a bag of Skittles. But overall, they look very nice together. So let's get these guys out of here so that we can bring in some leaders, I guess. Well, kind of leaders. So here we got Ion Storm next to Galvatron and Starscream. Technically, Starscream may not be the Decepticon leader, but he is the leader of the Seekers. So he's technically still a leader. And he's wearing a crown and he's got a cape. So how can you say no to the guy? But anyway, here you go. Here he is with them all. I cannot wait for the Studio Series 86 Megatron. I am so excited to get that figure because I hate the one that I have now. So let's get them out of here for the final size comparison. So here we have Ion Storm with Shockwave and Soundwave. Looking very nice as well. As a fly in my room. Burn. But they're looking very nice together as well. So let's get these guys out of here. Pull this idiot in closer and let's get into that transformation. So let us transform this idiot into his jet mode, shall we? So what you want to start off with is you want to untap this from in here, rotate it more towards the back, and also shift it up a bit. Then take these pieces here and rotate them all the way around. It is what I meant when I said that I was pretty impressed. Anyway, then you can tab these two pieces here, right in here, as you can see right there, together, like so. And then also you can take this piece here and untab it as well. Just leave it there for now. After that, what you want to do is obviously move the wings out of the way so we can get a better view here. You want to open up the hands here, rotate them in, and then close this. Nope, don't close it back up. I forgot to do this before when I made the thumbnail, and I forgot again. You want to shift this in and then close it up like so. Do the same thing on the other side, so just figure out how to open this thing up. Come on, there you go. A bit tighter. Anyway, rotate the fist in, and then also, I almost forgot it again. Did you see that? Then rotate this in and close this back up as well, like so. Afterwards, what you want to do, you want to come back here, and now I need my part separator, so let me grab that thing. Because you want to come back here and fold out this little panel here, which is very, very securely tucked away. Straighten out the head, and then just lift this up, and this panel will actually tab into the back of his head. So you want to basically just tap that into place there, and then take the head and rotate it backwards, like so. Afterwards, what you want to do is you want to take the chest here and untap it as well, and then rotate it up, and then push the head in further and all the way, because otherwise it wouldn't work. And there you go for now. After that, what you want to do is you want to... Got a little bit confused there, but what you want to do is you want to rotate the waist around like so. And then afterwards, fold in the feet and the heel. Rotate this around, and then this thing here is going to slide right there in that slot right there. So basically you want to line this up and tap that in. Also keep this out like so, but line that up and tap that in. Do the same thing on the other side, like so. There we go. After that, what you want to do, and this is going to be a bit of an annoyance, but you basically want to get these two tabs tabbed in right there. So you want to use the butterfly joint in order to adjust everything. So you can tab that in. Do the same thing on the other side. First time I tried this, it was super annoying. At least one of these sides was. But there you kind of go. There it is. Fully tabbed in. So basically he just curls himself up into some kind of weird ball, and that's it. And then also you can just leave this like so. For now. Then what you want to do is you want to take this thing here, rotate it down like so, and just plop it down there. And then now the wings are basically the things that are going to connect everything. So, what do? You rotate this down, and then on top of the arm here, you have 3 slots, and 2 of those are going to be used by these 2 slots right here. While also this little nubby here is going to get under here. So basically just take this, make sure you tab it into the arm, because that's the one thing that holds the whole thing together, and then kind of just get it under here. Do the same thing on the other side. So make sure you get this attached into the arm and then also under here as well, like so. There you go. Oh, you escaped judgment. How dare you? There you go. And then what you want to do with this, you want to rotate this down, lift this up, and tap this in. And then this, you want to shift up, and you got some tabs here on the back that you want to tab in. So basically just, there you go. Just push it up higher, and then tap this into the back as well. And here we have the Tetrajet, I think that is what the people called it, of Ion Storm. So here we have Ion Storm in his Tetrajet mode, and he looks very nice. They did a really good job at making this mode. I never thought I would have a figure with this vehicle mode in my collection, but here is Ion Storm to finally give me that. And as you can see, the battle damage here is once again very minimal and doesn't look as pooey as with the other two. That will eventually get reviews as well. It's just after this we're going into Devastator, so I got some stuff to do. But overall, it is a nice looking jet mode. You got this thing here, a very nice little cockpit here. You got the long nose, which I actually like the way that the long nose actually turns to the things that Starscream has behind his head. Very nice touch. You also got some nice gray here. You got some blue here. You got some kind of blended in garbage. Still garbage. Battle damage. Back here you got the 3 thrusters right there. And you got the chest mode of the Starscream mold. As, you know, where else is that idiot supposed to go? I mean, I think actually some of the Cybertronian Autobots did that kind of thing as well. And then here at the bottom you just have like legs and arms sitting there together. But this time I am not too upset about visible things in the mode, because this is basically just fast travel mode. So it doesn't really matter that the feet are like hanging off right here, or that these are obviously the arms. It's just, this is just fast travel mode. It's just like whew, really fast. But overall, it is a nice looking jet mode. However, it feels like it's not really complete, even though you don't really get to see this thing. But that's because we need to get some weapons involved. And as you can see, there are 2 slots right here. But since we are in vehicle mode, we're going to plug it into the wings. Here we have the Tetrajet with the guns so that they can shoot down the Autobots that came to Cybertron. I think, if I remember correctly, to rescue Optimus Prime or something like that. Optimus Prime was sick or badly damaged. Doesn't matter. There's something off with him, and they went to Cybertron, and then these 3 idiots just decided to attack him. But yeah, overall, a nice looking Tetrajet mode, and I am, like I said, I'm very impressed with Hasbro for being for pulling this off, because back in the day, would you have expected this of like one scene of like the Generation 1 cartoon, an entire figure being made out of this, because this was originally Starscream. So yeah, however, this idiot does not really have any articulation or anything else, so I guess we should just go straight into size comparison. So starting off with the size comparison, let's bring in the lads, boys. So here we got the 3 Tetra lads, reigning stormtroopers themselves. And look at the difference in the battle damage on these 3. Like here, it is visible, but also not necessarily. But here, it just looks like I just like took a poop all over these figures, which I swear I did not do. Maybe that's why I'm wearing gloves. Who knows? Anyway, overall, yeah, these guys look pretty good. But yeah, they look pretty good together. I am happy to have the Tetra vehicle mode in my collection. Very nice. Now then, let's bring in some leaders, shall we? So here we have Galvatron and Starscream looking very nice with Ion Storm. Pretty cool. Basically just Thundercracker, let's be honest here. It's basically just Thundercracker, because that is what blue Starscream is. It is Thundercracker, just like Nova Storm is kind of just Sunstorm anyway. But yeah, let's get these idiots out of here. And let's go to Earth for a quick second to get Knight Rider's kit involved as well. Looking very nice. And then the final size comparison. Here we have him next to Soundwave and Shockwave, looking very nice as well. Obviously the 2 are out of scale, but who cares? This is Cybertron, I guess, so yeah, who really cares? Let's be honest here. So let's get these guys out of here. Pull you in a bit closer and let's get into that reverse transformation. Alright, let's get this idiot back into robot mode. So what you want to start off with is very simple. If you know anything, you do the back. This back piece here. And it untap from this here. But yeah, anyway, untap this because it's gonna get in the way. After that, you can come in here in order to untap this, rotate this up, and there's a slot here at the top that you want to tab it into. And now we will do the obvious thing, which is the wings. So just untap the wings. Make sure to pull the wings down and then out in order to get it out from under there. But untap the wings from the arms. That's the main reason why I said untap the wings, but the arms didn't really want to let go. This thing also, I guess, needs to untap. I don't know why I tried putting it back in. And then after that, you want to take this and just shift it up like so. Then what you want to do is you want to take the legs here, untap them from in here, and rotate them all the way out. Rotate this around and call it a day there. Then fold out the feet like so. There you go. You can kind of stand, but not really, because this whole thing. Then after that, what you want to do is you want to kind of rotate this forward. You can't really... it pushed out the head. Okay, good. Before, I tried to push out the head myself before I did the whole chest thing. But it's nice to know that the chest will pop out the head itself. But basically, tap the chest in, rotate the head up. Then also, come on, untap this piece here from the back of the head. This right here. And then rotate this. Oh, come on. Rotate this down and in the gap there. After that, what you can do is you can split the nose cone back here. You know you want to. There you go. The funny part is, I can damage this figure all I want. It just looks like the battle damage. It might actually look better than the battle damage. Anyway, rotate this all the way around. And then just, there are 2 slots here on the back there that are these tabs are going to slide into. So you want to rotate this down like so. It only worked when I did 1 at a time. And then finally what you want to do is you can, here we go. Open this up like so. And then what you can do is rotate out the fisticles right here. And also get this block here out as well. So double hinge this out. And then rotate it back in, and there you go, that's one arm. The other arm will work the same as the first, as always. I just need to see how this needs to rotate. But yeah, rotate out the fist. Get this piece out to extend the elbow, so we have elbow joints. Rotate this down. And then here we have good old-fashioned Mr. Ion Storm, after we also plug in the null rays, obviously. But we got Ion Storm back in his robotic mood. So, the final thoughts section, and before I continue on, I would like to admit something. I was wrong, actually, in the open box video. In the open box video, I think I stated that I paid like 99 euros or 100 euros for this set. It was 105, so I wasn't off by that much, but I was still off. Anyway, what do I think of this guy? Well, I mean, the mold itself, I like the mold overall. I think it's a nice little mold, you know, for Starscream. Hate the battle damage, but at least on the Ion Storm, it is the least. Maybe that's why the head drawing thing actually chose this guy, so that I wouldn't be mad at my first one. I'll review the other 2 at a later date. I don't feel like it right now. It is also very late, so I need to go to bed. But anyway, this guy, I like him, but is he worth the asking price? No. However, what about the mold, though? Like, if you see, for example, Starscream or Thundercracker or Skywarp, then I'd say, yeah, it is worth the Voyager class price point if you find this thing. And to be honest, this set is actually cheaper, but the problem with this set is the fact you get 3 of the same figures. So I don't know if there's a lot of enjoyment in there. Like, if you get a set like the Dramatic Capture Series set, where you have Megatron, which is garbage, and then also Shockwave and Soundwave, you have 3 different figures. Here you basically just have the same figure 3 times differently painted. And that is kind of where I have my small issue with it. Now, obviously, I got it because of the fact that I need it for my collection, but I would not really recommend this figure. I would, however, recommend either the Starscream or Thundercracker or Skywarp version of this mold, if you can find that one for a decent price, because the mold itself is not bad. It's just the siege painting is garbage. But if you find this guy loose for like 30 bucks, then I would say you can pick him up. Or maybe if you are into the Rainmakers, you can pick up the set, because technically it is still worth it, because of the fact that normally 3 Voyager class figures are going to cost you about between 120 and 140 euros. So it is still worth it to get the set. It's just the problem is it's 3 of the same figures. But that has been my review of Transformers War for Cybertron Siege, Voyager class, Rainmaker, Ion Storm. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on that bell, and comment your thoughts on this figure. And please check out my Let's Play channel, linked in the description and at the end of the video. I upload 3 videos every day of different games, but mainly Pokemon. And I'll see you guys in the next review. Bye!